Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to the platform of Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Yes, boys and girls, am I audible, visible to all of you? Yes, boys and girls, am I audible, visible to all of you? Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the platform of Unacademy. Why you have to join Unacademy? Because here we are going to provide you daily live classes, live test, quiz, structure courses and unlimited access with one subscription. Yes, I hope all of you downloaded the Unacademy Learning app. If you haven't, please download because special classes and plus classes available there only. Yes, let me introduce myself. Those who are new here, my name is Harshvardhan Singh, and on this platform, I'm going to teach you history, economics, and international relations. Currently, my lecture series on modern India and economy is going on. The lecture series of world history and international relations. Please do watch the video if you haven't watched it. It is available on Unacademy's YouTube channel UPSC CSE English. UPSC CSE English as well as it is available on app. I am having 9-year experience in the field of civil services as an educator at Delhi, Pune and Nagpur. Those who want to connect with me, those who want to know the lecture timings and all, you can connect with me through my Telegram channel at unacademy_harshv10 or you can connect with me through Unacademy app at the rate Harshvardhan Singh for you. Yes, these are our top educators. Please do watch the video. It will be really helpful for you in your preparation. I hope all of you subscribe to Unacademy because your subscription is important for us. Without your subscription, it's not possible for us to present such a wonderful video lectures. So, your support is important. So, we are going to provide you two options, plus as well as iconic in the subscription. So, if you want to take the plus subscription at least for 12 months, then it will cost around 44,550 after using my code HARSHWEEK10. Yes, please use my code because this gives you 10% discount as well as you are going to count as my student. Same way, I insist you, if you have option, then please go for iconic subscription because here we are going to provide you all the aspects of guidance including personal feedback, daily question and answer for mains and study planner. So it will cost around 67,050. Yes, 67,050 after using my code HARSHWEEK10. Yes, everyone. So do not forget, Unacademy Combat is there. It is on 14th Feb and 28th Feb at 11 a.m. Yes, why you have to participate? Because here you can test yourself. Along with that, one more thing is important. But before that, you have to enroll and you have to use my code HARSHWEEK10. Yes, everyone, and why you have to participate? After testing your knowledge, you are getting benefits of it. Yes, prices are there from 1 to 500. Yes, first rank to 500 rank, you have the prices. So please do join on 28 as well as 14th February. So these are the batches we are going to launch from 12th February. So please be there. It is in English, Hindi and bilingual. According to your own convenience, you can join. We're going to provide you combo offer as GS Iconic subscription plus optional subscription. It will cost around 88,705. And if you want to take both plus subscription for optional as well as GS, it will cost around 70,103. Yes, these are my special classes available only on app. Here we are going to discuss other than main syllabus. That means here we are going to discuss the strategy. Here we are going to discuss the question and answer for mains as well as MCQ along with the doubt clearing session. Yes, everyone. So quick recap of last lecture. In the evening, yesterday evening, we have taken an important aspect of the stock market or the share market, and we talk about various aspects. So for example, we talk about the rolling settlement. Yes, we talked about rolling settlement. We talk about the yo-yo stock. Yes, we talked about the M cap cliff. we talk about one more important aspect, that is nominal capital. It is also known as authorized capital, also known as registered capital. Yes, so it is the name of the same. So we have mentioned this is the authorized, the maximum capital mentioned in memorandum of association. Yes, basically it is an important document of company where you are going to mention everything. And yes, without changing the value in memorandum of association, company cannot change their investment. They cannot increase or decrease. Yes, so yo-yo stock we have mentioned, as the word itself suggests, that is up and down, volatile in nature. Rolling settlement we have mentioned that it is on daily basis. This settlement is on daily basis. I gave you the example. One more type of settlement I have mentioned. Yes, one more settlement I have mentioned. Do you remember? Yes, boys and girls, other than rolling settlement, one more settlement I discussed with you. Do you know that? Or do you remember? Still you remember that? Yes, do you? Yes, Sabah Khan. Good morning, Janu. Good morning, Nilesh. Good morning, Siddharthan. Good morning, Ashwini. Good morning. Yes, do you remember what we have discussed? Okay. Yes, Akshay, good morning. So now, today, I think so. I think whatever the problems were there or everything is clear. Yes, in the yesterday's lecture, whatever we have discussed is that clear. So I considered that nobody is having any problem in that. Yes, account parent settlement. Yes, Ankita, exactly. So I hope all things are clear. No doubt, nothing else. Okay, so today we are going to discuss an important aspect of Indian economy, that is currency. Currency. So basically these are the very few questions which has to come in the mind of an student and civil services aspirant. What is currency? How it is determined? How to determine the value of currency? As a layman, I have such a question. Maybe as you are intellectual, all are. I considered you all are intelligent. So maybe you don't have the question, but such type of question comes under my mind. What is currency? How to determine the value of any particular currency? As you know that we generally used to say $1 is equal to something rupees. Yes. So how they determine how the value of $1 is 70 or 80 or whatever it may be the rupee? Yes. How they are going to determine the value of dollar with the pound? Clear. Next important question. This is the modern context. What about previously? How people does their transaction when there were no existence of currency? One more term comes under my mind. What is reserve currency? So all these questions we are going to discuss in the today's lecture, and we are going to find out the solution for it. What exactly it is. So previously, as you know, what is currency? Currency is basically a medium of transaction. By paying that particular thing, you are getting the thing. But when there was no currency, then what at that time what people were doing? Yes. So here is an example of you, and here is an example of me. Yes. So as you have gold and I have grain, you have gold, I have grains. You required grains, I required gold. So basically it is just transaction like this. Transaction like this, it is known as barter system. Yes, it is known as barter system. Does barter system still prevail in India? Yes, Nilesh, exactly. Yes, Akshay, exactly. Does barter system still prevails in India? A very simple question. Yes, boys and girls. Does it? Yes, I asked you some question whether it is still exist in India or we scrapped everything. Yes, exactly. It is in existence at some places. Still today, it is in existence at some places. But the most important place in our Indian society, that neighbors. We and neighbor. We used to do the barter system. यानी आपने चीनी ली, हमसे चाय पत्ती लेके जाना. Clear? आपने ये भेजा तो हम वो भेजेंगे. It is kind of barter system and it is present in India. Yes, to some extent it is present in Indian society. The barter system is there. आपने देखा होगा आपके और आपके जो अड़ोस पड़ोस वाले होते हैं उनमें ये barter system चलते ही रहता है. But but the most important thing, that is this barter system, as I gave you the example of gold. You are having gold and I am having grain. As compared to gold, grains are much cheaper. But this person is hungry, this person wants grain, and you are going to take gold. So don't you think it is an injustice with the person that is with the you, that you are having gold, but you are going to give that gold in return of the grains? So it is basically injustice. Why? Because 1 kg of wheat is around 30 rupees, but 1 kg of gold is definitely more than 30 rupees. Am I right? It is more than 30 rupees. So basically it is an injustice, and that's why as we are human beings, we have brain, and there are very few people who used it. So it is the same thing. It is not the new case that आजकल भी हम देखते हैं कि समाज में बहुत कम लोग होते हैं जो अपना दिमाग इस्तेमाल करते हैं. तो ये आज की बात नहीं है, ये सदियों से चलते आ रहा है कि बहुत कम लोग थे जो दिमाग इस्तेमाल करते थे, और यही वो लोग हैं जिनकी वजह से ये सारी जो नई चीजें इन्वेंट हुई है, ये वही लोग हैं. So there were few people, those who considered this practice is not a good. This is an injustice with the person who is having more precious, valuable thing. And human, that's why human derived and new settlement, new system, and that is in the form of currency. Clear? Yes, is that clear to you? Is that clear to you? Now we derived a new thing, that is currency. Currency is a medium of exchange. It is a medium of exchange. But how can you determine the value of any currency? Means, for example, this is the gold coin, this is the silver coin, this is the copper coin. So how can you consider the value of that particular currency, as the currency is there? How you're going to think that for particular यानी suppose दो अशरफी दी, दो अशरफियों से आपको 100 किलो अनाज मिलेगा, या फिर 4 रुपए दिए तो आपको 100 किलो अनाज मिलेगा, या फिर 10 तांबे के सिक्के आपने दिए तो आपको 100 किलो अनाज मिलेगा. How we can determine that? There should be some standard, no? Yes, everyone. There should be some standard. Without that, how can we consider currency? Yes, we invented the currency, but we should have some reference point. कि दो सोने की जो मोहरे है, अशरफिया है, उससे आपको 100 किलो मिलेगा. ये कैसे तय करोगे? For that, you have to determine the value of currency. Am I right? Yes, am I right, boys and girls? बात सही है कि नहीं? ये कैसे पता चलेगा कि आपको नहीं ये इतना ही है, इतने पैसे मिलेंगे? Yes, boys and girls, am I right? Whatever I said, it is clear to you. Yes, it is clear to you. And for that reason, yes, for that reason, initially human, for that reason, initially human being discovered one medium through which we can determine the value of currency, and that is gold. As you know, gold is a precious metal for human beings. Since the discovery of gold, it is very, what we can say, attractive, precious for us, and we have a tendency to reserve. Though platinum is there, silver is there, everything in the modern world, people used to say platinum, platinum, but still the demand of gold is more, because gold is a worldwide accepted as a liquid asset. Clear? So human determine this thing, and they determine the value of currency in terms of gold. They determine the value of anything in terms of gold. यानी 1 किलो सोना है तो 1 किलो सोने में कितना अनाज मिलेगा. So that's why they determine the value of currency. The same way as we have mentioned, the gold coins were there, silver coins were there, etc. So how we are going to discover the thing that one gold coin equal to two silver coins? So gold standard was there, so everything can be compared with the gold. Yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Yes, is that clear to you? Now, one more aspect is there. Don't worry, we haven't finished the topic of determining the value of currency. Please stay calm. So one more term comes under my mind when I was reading about the economy, and that particular term or word is bullion. So as you all are intelligent, and as a layman, I considered it's better to ask an intellectual, what is bullion? Yes, what is bullion? Have you ever heard about bullion? यस, कभी आप लोगों ने पढ़ा है, कहीं सुना है? bullion, physical gold and silver. Okay, it is gold and silver. That is bullion. Nilesh said it is of high purity. Oh, oh. Rudra said it is a specialized coins. Good. शाबाश एग्जैक्टली हाँ बढ़ो बढ़ो और बढ़ो हाँ बताओ मन की बात आप भी कर लो हैं भाई सबको हक है बताओ क्या बात ये जानू जानू भी पीछे नहीं है इट इज अ वर्चुअल करेंसी डजंट मैटर शाबाश 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 और कोई है और अदर प्रेशियस मेटल होगी मन की बात अच्छा हुआ यार आपने यानी हमने आपसे पूछ लिया आई कंसिडर्ड ऑल ऑफ यू आर इंटेलिजेंट yes and as a layman I was expecting the answer from you but bullion is not exactly what you have mentioned. Yes, bullion is not exactly what you have mentioned. Some of you are quite close to it, quite close, but not exactly. Yes, Ankita, gold, silver, and other precious metal in the form of bar. Yes. So, what is bullion? Bullion is basically a reserve of precious metal. Yes, bullion is a reserve of precious metal and gold and silver are the two most important. It is not just a gold and silver, but it is a reserve of precious metal like gold, silver, etc. It is not, it is not in the form of coins. Try to understand it. Not in the form of coins. It is not used as a currency. Yes, it is not in the form of coins. It is not in use as the currency. So what exactly it is? It is in the form of bar, ingot, etc. Clear? Bullion is not used as currency. Bullion is not in the form of coins. What exactly bullions are? Bullion is basically in the form of bar or in the form of ingot. What is ingot? Yes, everyone. What is ingot? Yes. What do you think? What is ingot? Those who don't know, then there was one thing very common during the time of 1970s, 80s, and Bollywood movies are very fascinated about it. This ingot, this ingot is basically metal brick. Yes, ingot is basically metal brick. आपने जो 80s 90s की मूवीज देखी होगी उसमें होता था मोना सोना कहाँ है so that particular sona yes exactly yes Ashwini in that movies it is shown that it is in the form of biscuit and it is in the form of brick that brick is basically known as ingot a metal brick so this bullion is in form of bar like ऐसे सोने के बार होते हैं जो आप लोगों ने कभी नहीं देखे और ना ही हमने कभी देखे तो ऐसा कहते हैं है और it is in the form of brick. Yes, 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 Ankita, exactly. It is a block of metal. That is, it is a metal brick. It is in the form of bar or in the brick. That is known as ingot. Clear? So this thing is very common. If you want to purchase gold, just gold, you will get in the form of bullion. आप कभी सोना खरीदी करने गए हैं? आपने कभी जिंदगी में सोना खरीदी किया है? यस, खरीदा है आपने कभी? हमने नहीं खरीदा, इसीलिए पूछ लिया। ऐसा कहते हैं कि सुनार की दुकान में आपको ये दिखाई देता है। If you want to purchase gold, only gold, not a gold jewelry, then it comes in the form of ingot or it comes in the form of bar. Clear? So concept of bullion is clear. Currency is different and bullion is different. Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to you? Is that clear to you? Any question, any doubt, any query? Nope. Good. I hope I clarify all your doubts related to bullion. Next thing, then how to determine the value of currency? That is the important task in front of us. How to determine? So, as these are the lines we have drew here, it is having some significance, relevance, like pre-1931, 1945, 1971. These are the important years. Gold standard, no specific standard. Dollar standard and FERS. So, pre-1931, the value of currency determined in the form of gold, means everything, means any currency. If the rupee is there, then we are going to determine our values in terms of gold. If dollar is there, they are going to determine pound, same. So everything, every currency in the world can be determined the value of that particular currency in the form of gold. Clear? In the form of gold. So suppose if you have more gold reserve, then can we consider the value of your currency is more, your currency is more powerful? What exactly this gold standard? Here the country can fix the value of currency in terms of gold. Here it is the same thing. Value of currency can be determined in form of dollar. Yes, value of currency in the form of gold standard. Now it is in the form of dollar. So can we consider if you are having more gold pre-1931, then can we consider your currency is more stronger? Gold reserve I am talking about. Yes, everyone. So pre-1931, world uses a gold standard, but post 1931 there was a no specific standard till 1945. Why? Yes, everyone, a very simple question comes under my mind when I was reading this topic. In that, I came to know that 1931 to 1945 there was no specific standard. Yes, but why? Why there was no specific standard since for a long time, 1931 to 1945? Yes, any idea, any guess? Yes, do you have any idea? Can you guess something? Ankita said due to great economic depression. Just look at this phase. Yes, everyone, just look at this phase and you will get to know something. And I'm the only person who taught you the same thing. Yes, I'm the person who taught you the thing. The most important aspect, there are two important events, of course, yes, of course, Great Economic Depression of 1929. The recession was there, slowdown was there, but along with that, don't you think so? It is the period of Second World War. Yes, don't you think so? It is the period of Second World War as well. Because First World War was a devastating in nature. It ruined the economy of Europe. But when they tried to revive themselves, again the Great Economic Depression ended that possibility, and you know that the world was in madness. The phase of madness was there. Yes, rise of Nazism, rise of fascism, and possibility of the war was there. And when there is a possibility of war, and of course after that war comes into reality, this war was very horrifying in the history of humans. Clear? So this was not a period of stability. Can we consider, yes everyone, from 1931 to 1945, can we consider there was a period of instability all over the world? Yes, can we consider? Yes, exactly. It is the period of instability all over the world, and that's why there was no specific standard followed in meanwhile. But what after 1945? After 1945, USA and USSR emerged as a victor. But as compared to the position of USSR, USA is a much more powerful. Why it is so? Because USA never had experience of war at their own place. First World War and Second World War was basically an what we can say blessing in disguise. They grabbed the opportunity, they earned the money. The most profitable trade was the trade of arms and ammunition, and USA earned lots of money, and that's make USA much stronger power in the world. Clear? And that's why 1945 till 1970 it is considered that dollar is the most stable currency in the world and the worldwide. The value of every currency is determined in terms of dollar. But can we consider dollar is a more stable currency? Yes, can we consider? Yes, for time being it was considered, but you know that this is the period of Cold War. देखा, एक ही बंदा आपको वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री भी पढ़ा रहा है, वही बंदा आपको इकोनॉमी पढ़ा रहा है और आपको इंटरलिंक भी करवा रहा है कि वो क्या है. This is the way you have to study. If you are studying the subject separately, then you are not going to study in a proper manner. Clear? So, if you link the subject, you will get to know what exactly, because Cold War was not an isolated event. It is having impact all over the life of the world, that is socio-political-economic. So here also the Cold War is having impact. What kind of impact? You know one thing. Yes, everyone. Do you know one thing related to important event in 1970 during Cold War? Yes, those who attended my lectures of world history, I am asking this question to those candidates. Those who missed it, it's okay. You can watch it later. ये सवाल उन लोगों से पूछा है जिन लोगों ने हमारी क्लासेस की है वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री की, और जिन्होंने कोल्ड वॉर, ये खासकर हम बता रहे हैं कि 1970 में ऐसा क्या खास हुआ था जब पूरी दुनिया शीत युद्ध में थी. तो 1970 में कुछ खास, इज देयर एनी रिलेवेंस सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ 1970 डिकेड? यस एवरीवन. क्या बात कर रहे हो अक्षय? हैं, 1970 में क्यूबन मिसाइल क्राइसिस हुआ था? हमें तो नहीं पता. Yes, this question is for those who attended the classes, and I know the name of the people as well, and I don't want to take it. Is this a way you're preparing for civil services examination? If it is, then there is a need to improve it. Yes, it is an advice from senior to his junior friends. You have to improve your preparation. If you cannot recall what you had learned, then what's the use of it? Remember one thing, when you learn the things, you never forget. But when you mug up the things, you always forget that thing. अश्विनी, बर्लिन वॉर से लोग गिरे थे, यानी क्या? कुछ भी. Why I'm asking this question? Okay, it's okay. बस बस बस, सब लोग मन की बात अपनी बंद करो. है नया इतिहास लिखना बाद में लिख लेना, अब नहीं. इतिहास में जो चीजें है ना वही बताओ, खुद के मन से इतिहास मत लिखो. ये स्कूल कॉलेजेस में हमने बहुत कर लिया. And most important thing, an event happened in 1970. It is known as detente or thaw. Detente and thaw. This is an important event happened in world history. So why? And detente and thaw, we mentioned this. What exactly? It is known as permanent relaxation in tension. Yes. So this detente and thaw, basically it was not a voice, or what we can say, willful decision taken by these power. It is a forceful thing. Why? Because the investment in Cold War was too much and the return from it was not that much because of the economic, what we can say, हिंदी में उसे बताया जाए कि मजबूरी, इन लोगों की मजबूरी थी. They have to slow down the pace. They have to slow down the pace of Cold War. Why? Because financial investment was much more at that time, and USA particularly was facing lots of problem during the same time. Do you know Vietnam War was then? It was a time that USA entered into that Vietnam War. USA suffered defeat in that. So investment of both the powers, USA and USSR, was too much. And this is the same period where the US economy was shattered by the Cold War. And that's why world is now thinking, no, we cannot rely on dollar as well. Dollar is a currency like others. Of course, they are rich, they are powerful, but it is cannot considered as a stable. Yes, so it is the same period when the world realizes we cannot rely on dollar because US economy suffered due to unnecessary investment in Cold War. क्लियर? अरे भाई साहब मैडम ये हमने इतिहास में सीखा है. विश्व इतिहास जब हमने हमने खुद पढ़ा है तो उसमें आपको बताया. झूठ लग रहा हो तो आप वीडियो देख लेना और कुछ. Yes, is that clear to you? Why I explain everything to you? Because there is no need to mug up the things. Clear? There is no need to mug up the things. That's why I explain that. And throughout your life, I'm so confident right now, throughout your life, you are not going to forget why world shifted their focus from dollar standard to FERS. Yes, is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to you? Any question, any query, any doubt? Of course, you have doubt related to FERS because we haven't discussed yet. Other than that, gold standard, no specific standard, and dollar standard. Clear? Okay. Next, what is FERS? FERS, it stands for Floating Exchange Rate System. Floating Exchange Rate System. I just want to tell you one very simple example. I think almost all of you quite aware of it, as if you are living in small town or if you are living in villages, then you might have experienced this thing. Those who are living in metro cities, hardly they have such an experience. The example is very simple. In the rainy season, in the rainy season, you know that children is having a hobby. Yes, children have a hobby to make a paper boat. Yes, आप लोगों ने कभी आपकी जिंदगी में ऐसा देखा है या ऐसा किसी ने किया है? एक कागज की जो कश्ती होती है वो बनाते हैं लोग, छोटे बच्चे, लोग यानी छोटे बच्चे, और उनके माँ बाप उनको हेल्प करते हैं. Such thing happen only in small town and villages because in cities nobody is having time and they don't have a space to do that. पानी जमा कहाँ होगा उनके यहाँ पे, और जमा इतना होता है कि वो बहता भी नहीं. Yes everyone. Yes Ankita, Ashwini, Akshay, Rudra, Janu and rest. Yes. अरे नीलेश, हाँ, very good. क्या बात. So have you experienced that? Okay. So rainy season is there. एक ऐसी नाव बनाते हैं. Yes, everyone. Same kind of paper boat we used to create at that time, and we feel very happy when we are going to keep it in that particular water. तो हमारी नाव जो होती है ना वो ऐसे बहते बहते जाती है इधर उधर इधर उधर ऐसे. Clear? Why the flow is like this? Why is flow is like this? Because water is flowing, and that's why on that direction, particular direction, your paper boat is moving. आपने छोड़ दी वो चल रही है नाव आपकी. आप बहुत खुश हो जाते हो. Yes, आप बहुत खुश हो जाते हो. But somehow it's stuck here. Okay. Somehow it stuck here. You know why it is curve is there. Somehow it's stuck. होता है कि नहीं कि नाव आप छोड़ते हो और कोई किसी भी कारणवश वो नाव आगे नहीं बढ़ती. As a child, you are not happy with that. You are feeling sad. You're feeling sad. So what next step you're going to do? आप दौड़ के जाते हो वहां पे और उस नाव को अपने हाथ से उठाते हो और फिर से यहाँ पे रख देते हो. And again that boat flows in the same direction. Example, ठीक से सुनना. And you know my nature. Whenever I'm going to tell anything, any story, it is never been an irrelevant thing. है ना. बकवास हम नहीं करते. बकवास करने के लिए हम लोग अलग लोगों को रखते हैं. Yes, everyone. Very simple. You kept your paper boat. Paper boat is flowing. Once it's stuck, you're basically sat. You want to change it. You just lift it and again keep. Again it flows. ठीक है. तो ये नाव आपकी चल रही है. लेकिन आपने कभी ये गौर किया है कि जब आपकी नाव जो होती है वो नाव पानी में जैसे अटक जाती है, आप उसके अंदर जाते हो और बाहर निकलते हो तो पानी थोड़ा गंदा हो जाता है. यस एवरीवन. पानी गंदा होता है कि नहीं? Means with your intervention in that particular thing, you step up and you intervene. When you comes out, the water gets some dirty, muddy. Yes, it happened or not? जो पानी आप गंदा करते हो आप जाके, क्योंकि आप जाते हो पानी सेटल हुआ होता है, आप जाते हो आपके पैर से मिट्टी ऊपर नीचे होती है, गंदा होता है कि नहीं? Yes, it happened. So this thing is clear to you. Why your boat is flowing? Your boat is flowing because of the flow. When in which direction flow is there, your boat is flowing in that direction. When flow is less, your boat is flowing at a slow pace. If obstacles are there, your boat is going to stuck. Clear? Yes, everyone. Now this boat is your currency. This flow is basically flow of demand and supply. Both is currency, flow is like demand and supply. So as I mentioned, when your boat flows or when your boat moves swiftly. Why it is so? Because water flow is fast. It is the same thing when your currency is a stronger. And what's the reason for that? It is the reason, simple reason, demand and supply is strong. Clear? When your boat has least speed, why it is so? Because less flow of water, less flow of water supply. It is the same thing when your currency is at the low, it means the demand and supply is less. Clear? Yes, is that clear? Yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Now we are going to discuss what is FERS. FERS, it is basically floating exchange rate system. Under this, value of currency is determined on the basis of demand and supply. Floating exchange rate, it is the value under this value of currency determined on the basis of demand and supply. It started in 1971 and it is also known as clean float or free float. Clear? If demand, if demand increases and value also increases, then it is known as appreciation of currency. When demand increases, value increases, then it is known as appreciation of currency. यानी मुद्रा में हम क्या करते हैं, वृद्धि आई है. Yes, that is appreciation. आपके जो रुपए है आपकी, because appreciation and depreciation, these are very common words used in economy and on daily basis. Nowadays news are not there, but once upon time it was there. And when the news was there in India at that time, every news anchor in their prime time or any show, they are going to talk about the appreciation and depreciation of currency. क्योंकि उस वक्त अर्थशास्त्र भी एक important aspect हुआ करता. Now it is irrelevant for them, but for us it is important. So appreciation, मुद्रास्फीति में वृद्धि, आपने कभी ये सुना होगा, हिंदी में ऐसा कहते हैं उसे appreciation. That means when demand and supply is increased, the value of your currency is also increased. It is known as appreciation. And when demand is decreases, of course the value is also decreases. Clear? If demand is increases, value is also increases. If demand is decreases, value is also decreases. And when demand is less, value is also less, then that is known as a depreciation. घट होती, कमी. Yes everyone, आपने कभी ये सुना है कि डॉलर के मुकाबले रुपया मजबूत हुआ और डॉलर के मुकाबले रुपया गिर गया? Yes, have you heard about that? When we have mentioned the मजबूत हुआ, डॉलर के मुकाबले रुपया मजबूत हुआ, that means appreciation. And when we mention डॉलर के मुकाबले रुपया गिर गया, गिरावट दिखाई दे रही है, that means depreciation. So tell me one thing, which is the example of appreciation? When $1 is equal to 90 rupees and when $1 is equal to 70 rupees. So in which case we considered rupee is stronger? In which case we considered the appreciation of rupees, and in which case we considered it is a depreciation of rupees? Yes everyone, what do you think? Yes, everyone. In which case, when rupee is 90 as compared to dollar. Yes, exactly. What a smart people you are. I'm really fortunate that I'm having people like you. Intellectual. Exactly. This is known as appreciation. This is known as appreciation and this is known as a depreciation of a rupee. Good. Very good. Fantastic. Clear. So what is floating exchange rate system? This is the system through which value of currency determined on the basis of demand and supply. If demand is more, supply is more, and when demand and supply both are more, that means value of currency also increases, and that is known as appreciation. Clear? And when demand is less, of course, value is also less, then it is known as the depreciation of currency. Is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to you? Clear? Any confusion? Any doubt? Nothing. Good. Next, management of currency. Management. So basically, what exactly management of currency? When national government through central bank increase or decrease the value of currency is known as management of currency. Clear? When national government through central bank increase or decrease the value of currency is known as management of currency. So in Indian case, when government of India through RBI increase or decrease the value of currency is known as management of currency. Clear? Does it happen? Yes. Does it happen? Yes, of course it happened several times pre 1991 when India was a kind of closed economy. At that time, government of India through RBI determined the value of currency by their own. यानी जब उनको मन में आए तो वो कर देते थे, उनको लगता था कि नहीं कम करने हैं तो कम कर देते थे, बढ़ानी थी तो बढ़ाते थे. Yes, so it was the case previously. Managed FERS. What exactly managed FERS? Yes, everyone. Do you have any idea, any guess related to managed FERS? Yes, do you have any idea? Managed FERS? Of course, manage is the same thing. That is, national government through RBI or through central bank increase or decrease the value of currency under FERS. Yes, what is managed FERS? Yes, what is managed FERS? National government through central bank increase or decrease the value of currency. Increase or decrease the value of currency under FERS, known as managed FERS. So can we consider that managed FERS is a bad practice? Yes, everyone. Can we consider managed FERS as a bad practice? Why? Because we know what FERS. FERS is free float. फ्री फ्लोट आजाद, उसमें कोई नहीं करना चाहिए. Nobody has to interfere in that. But if under the regime of FERS, any national government through central bank is going to manage, that is, it is going to increase or decrease the value of currency, then it is known as managed FERS. Clear? So as I mentioned earlier, yes, I think the example is here. As I mentioned, this case that your boat is stuck. Yes, as I mentioned in the previous case that your boat is stuck. Why it is so? Obstacle was there, flow was not good. Yes. So what you have done? You just lift that boat and kept here. And what I mentioned, when you entered into that, when you entered means basically you are interfering the natural flow of water. You forcefully change the course of your boat, and when you comes out of it, you made the water muddy, you made the water dirty. Yes, do you remember? It is the same thing here. It is the same thing here. The managed FERS is basically the same thing, that FERS is a free float. Your currency, the value of currency is determined by the flow, and this flow is determined through demand and supply. But national government like you intervene in that free flow. How? By increase or decrease the value of currency. That is known as managed FERS. Clear? Under the regime of FERS, when the government through central bank interfere in that, it is known as managed FERS. And when I gave you the example that when you comes out of it, you made that water muddy, dirty, and that's why managed FERS is also known as dirty flow. Yes, what is dirty float? When national government through central bank interfere, manage the value of currency, increase or decrease under the regime of FERS, it is known as dirty flow. Why should RBI manage the money appreciation? Because it's the duty of RBI. RBI is going to print the currency. RBI is going to maintain the monetary policy. So it's their duty. But government cannot interfere. No? खुद होके तो गवर्नमेंट काम नहीं करेगा वो, because it is not allowed. It's not their jurisdiction. यानी आप डेंटिस्ट हो और हमने आपको कह दिया कि भाई साहब आपको करना है ऑपरेशन. Yes, don't compare doctor and dentist. Dentists are specific, specialized. So can you consider that dentists are going to operate means kidney, brain or anything? Of course not. They don't have right. Clear? They don't have right. Who is having right? Of course a specialist. And who is the specialist? If you want to operate your kidney, then you require the person who is specialized in that. The same way, when government want to interfere in that, they cannot do by their own. So who is specialist in that? RBI. So RBI is going to intervene. Yes, as I mentioned, when you entered and exit, you made the water dirty. It is the same way as the natural flow was was disturbed by the government through their management of currency through FERS. It is known as dirty flow. Clear? Dirty float is clear, and this FERS is known as clean float. FERS is known as clean float. Why? Because absence of interference from any government or centralized bank. And what is dirty float? Dirty float is known as managed FERS. Clear? Yes, it is having impact. Yes, it is having impact. Don't worry, we are going to discuss that as well. Why government is doing so? Why government is doing so? That is also important. Government is not ऐसे सनक थोड़ी भरी है कि नहीं कि हम वैल्यू कम कर देते. There should be some reason. Yes, but whatever we have discussed till now, is that clear to you? जो भी अभी तक हमने आपसे जो वार्तालाप किया है, whatever the conversation we are having till now, is that clear to you? Any question, any doubt, any query? Yes, Ankita, I got your point. But my question is simple. Whatever I explain, is there any confusion, any doubt, anything? Clear? No doubt, nothing else. Good. My one more request to all of you. I think almost all of you are convinced with one idea that this person can teach. Yes, because of your presence on daily basis, it gives me that hint that you are convinced. But I am asking a request from my side that if you know the people who are appearing for the civil services, then ask them to at least attend the lecture. As I mentioned, it is a free of cost. मुफ्त 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 कोई charge नहीं है. So at least tell them to attend the lecture. Maybe it will help them. Those who are, I'm not telling this thing to you, those who are well versed in economy, it is not for them. But those who considered economy is a quite difficult subject for them, so you can tell them just go and sit for a lecture. It is a free of cost. हाँ भारत में मुफ्त हो तो भाई साहब हम तो कहीं पे भी चले जाते हैं. So at least tell them. So maybe whatever I am going to present, it will be helpful for them in their preparation. Yes, everyone. So yes, boys and girls. One more thing. Shall we take the lecture in the evening? If you are ready, then we are going to finish this topic in that particular lecture. Yes, if you all are going to present, then only I am going to conduct the lecture in the evening. Yes, what say? Yes, everyone. If you are agree, then only we are going to conduct the lecture in the evening. Okay. Other than that, is there any question, any query, any doubt? Yes, boys and girls. Is there any question, any query, any doubt? If you have, please ask me. The Telegram channel, you know it very well. That is at Unacademy underscore Harshvardhan, or you can contact with me through other social media platform. Whatever the question, maybe your question is what we consider silly. You considered your question as silly, but is it important for me? So you can ask any question, and as a senior, I faced all these situations when I was like you. So it's not a big deal for me to present some suggestion or give some suggestions to you. Yes, the most important thing, please subscribe to Unacademy because your subscription is important for us. Without your subscription, we cannot present such a video lecture. So please feel free and please subscribe to Unacademy. Yes, the most important thing, if you really like the way of teaching, if you really like the lecture, just please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to dedicate, as I mentioned in last lecture only, many of you are having hats and you cannot wear by your own. So you can dedicate that hats to me if and only if you like it. Yes, and please enroll for today's evening session. A link is going to share with you in some time. Yes, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Have a good day, great day.